6 Unbelievable Biggest Things Ever Stolen. Egg hat. Greg Da Silva is a performer from South Africa and has been performing on the streets of Benin for years. What makes his performance special is the hat that he wears, which holds the record for the biggest egg hat in the world. Unfortunately, the artist had traveled to Halle in Germany and was performing on the road when he suffered from heat stroke. After he had recovered from his heat stroke, Mr. Da Silva went to retrieve the hat from the hospital, but he was left scrambled when he found it was missing. Someone took the advantage of the situation and stole the extraordinary hat made from a hard-boiled egg. "I must get it back because it is my whole way of life, but I know Germans are very honest people and I am sure someone will hand it in," he said. Greg Da Silva had studied computer science but gave up to pursue his dream of political, comic and poetic theater. A whole plane. On 25 May 2003, two people managed to steal the whole plane under the noses of air traffic controllers and never got caught. The legendary offense took place at Fevereiro Airport in Angola, where a Boeing 727-223, tail number N844A, took off but landed God knows where. The plane took off without getting clearance from the air traffic controllers, and to this day, this remains one of the strangest unexplained mysteries in aviation. On that fateful day, a pilot and an engineer boarded the plane, which is normal, since it takes at least 3 people to fly the plane. It has been disputed that there was another passenger on the plane, but no one knows for sure. However, after those nameless people boarded, Boeing began making strange transmissions to air traffic control and swerving erratically on one of the runways. After a while, without turning the lights, the plane took off over the Atlantic Ocean and was never seen again. A Boeing 727-223 was filled with 14,000 gallons of fuel, enough to travel up to 1,500 miles. Many believe that the plane was stolen to cover a debt. The person must have sold the aircraft parts and vanished. Bridge. Not just someone stole an entire bridge, but the locals did not even notice it for months. The bridge was a crucial crossing for the Umba River and was formerly an active railway crossing. In early 2019, the structure was just outside an abandoned settlement located in a desolate area near the border of Finland in the Arctic region. On May 16, photos began to circulate on the Russian social media network, claiming that the central span of the bridge had fallen into the river, probably because of the natural disaster. As per the report, even if you bring in an icebreaker, then it's strange that the lower road bridge nearby wasn't knocked over. Most likely, metal workers pulled the structure down into the water, and there they slowly took it apart into scrap pieces. The government then launched an investigation into the disappearance of the nearly 62-ton, 75-foot-long span. The metal has attracted robbers because of its high price, and the bridge theft has cost its owner around 600,000 rubles, or just $9,201. Beach. The police officials of Jamaica were embarrassed when a group of robbers managed to steal a whole beach. Hundreds of tons of white sand vanished from a planned resort on the island's north coast in July, but 3 months later there is no sign of suspects or sand. Approximately, the law offender removed 500 truckloads of sand from the Coral Spring Beach in Trelawney and were believed to have been sold to rival resorts. Apparently, a lot of sand is being used for constructing unregulated buildings across the Caribbean island. But the scale and organization behind the Trelawney heist, amounting to 400 meters, 1,300 feet, of strand, raised suspicions that hotels may have been involved. A dinosaur. A commercial paleontologist was arrested in 2012 for bootlegging stolen dinosaur bones into the U.S. from Mongolia, China. Eric Prokopi was successful in selling the bones of an extinct animal for more than $1 million, but one small mistake and the government seized it. He had obtained the bones from the Mongolian dealer and had painstakingly prepared them for sale. In the description of the dinosaur skeleton, the paleontologist wrote that the T-Rex ruled the food chain and was found in the ancient floodplain that is today known as the Gobi Desert. Eric had put the dinosaur up for the sale with the Texas-based auction house and was waiting for the auctioneer's hammer to finalize the sale while he celebrated his daughter's birthday at home. The biggest mistake Prokopi made was that he tried to sell illegal goods in an extremely public setting. A federal official at the New York auction, a lawyer working on behalf of the Mongolian government, noticed the mistake and quickly dialed up a judge to stop the sale of the skeleton. But it was too late. It turned out that a group of potential buyers including Nicolas Cage had already claimed the dinosaur bones. The paleontologist was imprisoned for 3 months. He had also illegally imported a Chinese flying dinosaur, 2 oviraptors and a duck-billed creature known as a Saurolophus. 3,000-pound bell. In 2005, a heavy bell along with the frame was stolen from a Buddhist monastery in Tacoma, Washington. The bell was placed in a hand-carved wooden frame and hung in an open-sided meditation pavilion, and the police thought that a forklift must have been needed to remove the bell. The 12-feet-tall bell obviously played a significant role in Buddhism and was used only on special occasions to call the monks to worship. One of the monks, with the help of a translator, said, "I think the people who stole it wanted to make money, but they never thought about the significance of it and how important it is in the practice of Buddhism." The monks had lost hope of finding the bell back, but according to a source, 1 year later the bell's recovery began when a man purchased a storage unit in Puyallup, Washington. A customer named Robert Hunter claimed that the unit's contents belonged to him and would pay over $500 for them. The man refused and instead informed a Department of Fish and Wildlife officer on November 20, 2006, and the bell was recovered from the storage unit and returned to the temple.